Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Are we ready to start getting back into Tackle It, our Tackle It Tuesday series? I'm kind of ready. Okay. As you can see, the wall behind me is not jam-packed full, which means I have not finished unpacking, and that has really been my serious Tackle It on the Tackle It Tuesday start portion. But as I was going through and finding some yarns and putting things away, I came across this. This is Tatami Tweed DK by Kramer Yarns right here. And I've been told that they're no longer in business. Maybe not. Did I miss that? So this is a 45% cotton, 55% acrylic. And I have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. I had 8 of these. 8 of these things, right? And I found this in with the yarn, my piece, right? Which tells me that I have no intention of actually finishing this. Because you know we have sock blanks, and a sock blank is a knitted piece of fabric that somebody can hand dye, draw on, paint on, whatever, and then as you unravel it, you make your project from it. And yeah, it came into craze so many years ago and everything. Well, I was doing kind of sock blanks way before they became popular, i.e. I have a project and decided I'm not going to finish that and just shoved it back in with all the other yarn. That's why I know that this one was something that I wasn't planning on finishing. So a little bit more about this particular yarn. It is machine washable, tumble dry. That's what the care instructions are. 100 grams is 250 yards. I don't know what pattern that I had started for this. It's pretty. I do know that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is a beautiful pattern. And it looks like that's a sleeve. That is a sleeve. Just a beautiful, and most likely it's that, is that what we call like a herringbone, maybe? The herringbone cable all the way. It looks like maybe that was the entire thing. The sweater is supposed to be fully cabled, and, oh, that's even tight right there. So yeah, I need to, I mean, it fits, but it's a little more snug than what it should be. But that's what this is, and it is small needles. What are those? Are those 2s or 3s? I don't know. Maybe 3s, maybe. Not really sure. But long forgotten, and it was put aside in with the rest of the yarn, which, like I said, it's a pull it out. And, you know, for that matter, I have since decided I don't really want to use this yarn anymore. So I'm pretty sure that this, and like I said, I can see 6 full skeins, and here's a 7th full skein, and that's an 8th full skein. I'm pretty sure that these will end up being a giveaway later on. There's nothing wrong with them. I have a lot of yarn. And if it's not bringing me like massive joy, then give it to somebody else, because just because it's not bringing me massive joy doesn't mean it won't bring somebody else. And since it's no longer a yarn that we have available, or I don't think we do, there you go. But this is a cotton acrylic blend, and it's, you know, I've got 8 of them, 250 yards. And you know, I have other colors of this too. I have what we found earlier in the year. Hopefully I can find it again. And it's a baby top, a toddler's top, and I've got it working with this in gray. And I did put a couple more rows on that, and it's packed now, so I don't know where it's at. But I did add some more on it, and I decided I don't like playing with this yarn. There's nothing wrong with it. That's not my favorite. So I have it in a gray. I think I have 2 of them in a blue, and I've got this gorgeous eggplant color. What color do they call this? Merlot. This to me, it's stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. But it's not my favorite to work with. So I think that that's going to get pulled out. I do have a ball winder, so that's good. So I can actually cake that particular skein up. But I think that that's going to be in a future giveaway, because it just doesn't bring me any joy. That's one of the ways that I know I wasn't planning on finishing something, because I will have things like that. I'm surprised the needles are still in it. Let's put it that way. I'm very surprised the needles are still there, but I'll have that tucked in with the yarn, and it got packed in with the yarn and everything. And as I'm going through and I'm unpacking and I'm putting things away, I'm grabbing and refilling another box that once all of this stuff is sorted, that I can use for giveaways, for member giveaways and subscriber giveaways, because you guys are amazing and I have a lot, so might as well share. So that one is going to end up in that, and I do have the other colorways, and you know, it's gorgeous. It is beautiful. I love the color. Now, if it were a finished garment, or I had that much left to finish, would I finish it? Yes, I would. Because if it was, you know, really, really close, I think it's great. I would like the feeling of it as far as to wear a garment. I think it would be fantastic. And I would put that forth. And that's been kind of my decision making on some of the things that we come across. If I'm closer, I'll push forth. If it's, hey, I have this much of a sleeve and a mystery pattern, yeah, it's a little easier to say no, thank you. We're just gonna rip that out. It's beautiful, and that's not even enough and enough shape to turn it into like a cowl or anything, you know, kind of repurpose it to something else. I can't even really do that. A water bottle cover, a wine cozy, but that's so weird. But you know, I mean, what else would we repurpose that to? It's just and it's not an even cylinder. I did do some increases, right? So, but yeah, I can't even see what you would repurpose that into. I mean, it's beautiful. That is really pretty. And like I said, if that's all I had left to do in whatever the garment was supposed to be, I'd be all over it. I would be all over it, regardless whether I like working with the yarn or not. It would be so close to being finished, and it's stunning. It is stunning. But alas, I'm not there. I mean, you look at that, right? That's how much I have left of the first skein. I barely got into that. So we can just let that one slide. We don't need to play with that one at all. But, I'm gonna lean over. Look what else I found. Let me find it. Look, I leaned over. Look what else I found. Oh, I did. This is another one we talked about as a Tackle It series. And now that I have this out, I have to find my darning needles. And this was a 3-dimensional knitting piece. I know I have the book. I can see the book in my head. I can't go find it right now because it's still in one of the boxes, 10 boxes of books that I have. Now, the book boxes are smaller because they're heavy. Holy cow, they're heavy. But I do have those. And once I unpack that, I got to be careful. You stop doing that, right? It's on live stitches. Look at that. Look, I just pulled, see? I pulled the needles out. But what we discovered on this one before is put that back on whatever needles and look at that. That is so fun and so funky and everything else. And I'm going to go ahead and take that and sew both ends together. And it's going to be my open-ended hat. And, you know, I've been putting my hair up with scrunchies. I'm not even going to say a little bit more. I don't normally wear my hair in a scrunchie or ponytails at all, but it's very windy here. So I see the wisdom. So now I'm actually putting my hair in such things. But with that open at the top and all the other stuff, it's still a wool. It's a merino wool. It's a really nice high quality merino wool. It does keep you warmer. And that's what I'm looking at doing. And I know it is so funny. I know it is so odd and everything, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. And with all the little holes and everything, you know, not every hat has to be the winter hat. Some of them can be a little bit less than that. And with the red hair sticking out, and then if I did have my hair up in a ponytail, I would just have that at the very top sticking out. I mean, or any other hole on that thing because there's enough of them. But I think that is absolutely fabulous. And that one makes me laugh. And if that does not fit into a Tackle It series project, I don't know what does. That to me is the epitome of everything. Just taking something that you already have. It's a portion. What was I making with that? I don't know. I was practicing with the fact that, here, let me lean over, that these are 3-dimensional, right? And I know I got that in a book, but I don't remember the name of the book. But it's 3-dimensional. It's, you know, just all sorts of fun little, looks like an anemones, but it's just because you can, right? And it's new technique. So that's what this was, is me learning a different technique. Look at that. See some increases and decreases. Yeah, cast off, and you cast back on. I mean, that is just textural gold right there. That is fantastic. And that is 100% what the Tackle It series is. Instead of ripping that out, which I could easily just rip it out, reclaim the yarn. I want to bind it off and I want to sew it together and turn that into that weird hat. And we had talked about that before we moved, but of course it got packed, right? Everything got packed. So now it's the time to do that. And I just have to find my needles. Where's my darning needles? You know, you would think that I would have packed like an emergency care kit, right, for knitting, you know, until we unpacked things. I kind of did, but what I realized is I have a bunch of my needles. Now, you know, these are some interchangeables with no cables. I do have some double points, but I prefer my metal double points. I do know where a bunch of the metal ones are, so I'm good with that. But I have a full set of double points. I have that, you know, and you're like, oh, but don't you have some more? Oh, of course I do. Look, I have this thing. Oh, and guess what? Again, no cables. It's okay. Don't feel sorry for me. They're hidden. It'll just give me an excuse to actually unpack, okay? So I'm not asking for sympathy or pity. But, yeah, I need the darning needle. You know, I mean, Walmart's not that far away. Let's be real. If push comes to shove, I can just run over to Walmart. Oh, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, right? You know, and if all else fails, Amazon will deliver them. So we're good. So I have that I can work on and play with. And the cool thing about that one is, if you think about it, there's not a lot of work on that to bind it off and to sew it together. I'll have a finished project. When's the last time I've had a finished project? Some of you would probably know. I don't know, but it's been too long. I can tell you that. It's been too long. I am jonesing to finish something. I just need that dopamine hit that I finished something, like, yay, I did it. You know, maybe I should go make a Christmas ornament. That would be starting something else. But maybe I should go do that or something. You know what I'm getting at? Some of you do anyway. Just that little dopamine hit of, let me finish a thing. And hats are perfect for that. I love doing hats for that. So when we were packing and getting ready, one of my friends was over visiting and she was like, I am not doing all the hats. She normally makes lots of hats and gives them away at Christmas time. She's like, I am just not feeling it. She's going through all sorts of other stuff. I mean, life. And I'm like, I have a lot of hats. So she was over and I'm showing her my hats. I'm like, take what you want. She's like, I can't take your hats. I'm like, yeah, you can. So I had this bag and I just pulled them out and I'm like, don't worry. You take as many as you want. If you want to take all of them, take all of them. I don't care. I mean, this bag I was going to donate anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just take what you want. It doesn't matter. And she felt a little guilty. No reason to. I'll make more. I do that. And then once she had selected them there, and we put all those back, the ones that she liked, she kept, and the ones that she was like, you know, we'll leave those for somebody else. I put those in a bag. And then I'm like, oh, here, look, here's another bag. And I dumped that one out. I'm like, pick through this one too. She's like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding. No, I have a lot. It's okay. Because as crafters, we make a lot of things. It's what we do. And if we're not giving them away, gifting them away to other people, we end up with a lot. We end up with a massive amount. And I have no idea how many hats that I had, but I got to not have to worry about packing a bunch. Yeah, so it was a win. It was a definite win. She was quite happy, and she's like, you know, these will end up getting donated to either to friends, family, and everything else. They will be they will be used. I'm like, perfect. That's all we were asking. Perfect. There you go. I don't have to move them. And you don't have to make them if you don't choose to. So it was a total win-win. Absolutely loved that. And maybe and where the tangent's going on that one is, if I'm wanting that dopamine hit, hats are generally a good thing. And that's why I have so many. I had a lot, but that were both knit and crochet that were in that bag. Well, both bags. But it's that dopamine hit. You've gotten something done. You can play with different stitch patterns and colors and all sorts of things. I was showing some of them where I used the Caron cakes, and those are fun to use. Those are a lot of fun to use. And what I'll do is they're just like a big color blocks, right? So I'll start from the center, and then I'll also start from the outside because it's two different colors, and I'll do color work with it. And I don't have to worry about carrying around a bunch of different balls of yarn. And then as the color changes in one thing and then changes in the other, I might change what I'm doing. And it's just any weird color slip stitching and changing from one side to the other. That's what I've done. They're all unique patterns, and just having a blast with it and being able to get things done quickly. And I've done that multiple times. And it was really fun to show her that. I'm like, hey, this is a carrot cake. She said, no, you're kidding. I said, yeah, this is it. Can you see now once I explain what I did? She's like, oh my gosh, I would have never thought of that. See, there you go. Just fun ways of looking at our crafts and playing with our yarn and creating different things. That is the best part about everything that me personally, I do. And I know you guys do too, because you guys tell me some of the things that you're working on. And just the creativity of, if you have a pattern, do you follow it? A lot of you don't. You're like me. You use it as a guideline to start. And then you're like, hey, cool, guess what I'm doing? And you jump off from there. You might get a pattern, whether it's paid for, free, or in one of the many magazines that you've collected over the years, and you look at stitch count. I'm going to start with the stitch count and then change so many different elements. That's how I do things. I'll look at a pattern as a guide going, oh, look, I want a sweater, and I'll grab a pattern. And then by the time it's done, it doesn't look anything like what the pattern was that inspired me, because I've gone off the rails. And sometimes it turns out really great. And other times I wish I would have followed the pattern, but that's just part of it. I mean, that's the everyday part of it. And maybe I would be better with my skills now if I would have actually followed some of the guidelines of people before me. But sometimes we learn more by our mistakes than we do by our successes. So I do like that too. And I try to turn it into a positive either way. It's like, okay, maybe that didn't turn out the way I wanted to. I can do it again. I can make something else and spin it, and it'll be great, lovely, and absolutely beautiful. Yeah, that's my world. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.